Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Future Wheels. When you first see the 2026 Subaru Ascent rolling down the road, you know right away what Subaru wanted this SUV to be. It isn't trying to shout with aggressive design or wild proportions. Instead, it projects confidence, subtle strength, and the kind of practical elegance families look for in a long-term purchase. This model is the brand's largest vehicle, sitting above the Forester and Outback, but it still carries that Subaru personality that owners love. Looking at the front end in more detail, the updated LED headlights have adaptive features on higher trims, automatically bending the beam as you steer at night. The slimmer daytime running lights cut sharper angles, which give the SUV a fresher face, especially compared to the chunkier pre-facelift versions from a few years back. The active grille shutters I mentioned earlier aren't just about efficiency, they also help with noise control at highway speeds by smoothing airflow. And if you go with the Onyx Edition or Touring, you'll notice darker accents and blacked-out grille finishes that deliver a sportier, more premium vibe without going overboard. Swinging to the side, this is where the Ascent's size really becomes obvious. At just over 197 inches long and riding on a 113.8-inch wheelbase, the proportions are substantial but balanced. Subaru designers resisted the temptation to carve out wild creases or exaggerated haunches. Instead, the flanks are clean, the windows tall, which pays off in visibility and an airy feel from the driver's seat. Wheel sizes range from 18 inches on lower trims to stylish 20-inch alloys with machined finishes at the top end. The stance looks confident and upright, and the 8.7 inches of ground clearance remain class-leading, allowing the Ascent to take light trails or deep snow without hesitation, something rivals like the Honda Pilot or Toyota Grand Highlander can't always match in their front-wheel drive base versions. Around the back, the new taillight design brings a slimmer C-shaped signature, a more modern interpretation of Subaru's family look. The bumper sits cleaner with tucked-away reflectors, giving a tidier finish. A hands-free power liftgate is standard on limited trims and up, and once opened, it reveals a wide, square cargo hold designed with family practicality in mind. Subaru has deliberately kept the loading floor low, which makes sliding in strollers, coolers, or camping gear less of a workout. It's details like this that add up in everyday use. Step inside. Inside the cabin is where Subaru put the biggest focus for 2026. Stepping in, you immediately notice quieter surroundings. Engineers added extra insulation in the floor, door seals, and even acoustic glass in the front windows. The result is that on a highway drive, you can carry on a normal conversation with passengers in the third row without raising your voice. Parents with sleeping kids in the back are going to love that. Seat comfort is clearly upgraded. The front seats now include thicker bolstering and optional 12-way power adjustments with memory on higher trims. Second-row captain's chairs are available and they recline more generously than before, while the bench option still folds flat easily for cargo. The third row remains best suited for kids, but Subaru reshaped the cushions and slightly increased legroom thanks to the resculpted second-row seatbacks. USB-C ports in every row and vents extending to the rear roof ensure passengers stay comfortable and connected. The tech centerpiece is the 13.1-inch vertical display. It dominates the dash, but Subaru wisely retained a few hard keys for critical climate functions. The interface is smoother than past Subaru systems, featuring larger icons, customizable home screens, and crisp resolution. Wireless smartphone mirroring is standard, and a wireless charging pad is positioned at an angle to hold devices more securely when you're on the move. Audiophiles will appreciate the available 14-speaker Harman Kardon audio system, tuned specifically for the Ascent's larger cabin to deliver deeper bass and clearer highs. For families, Subaru even added a Cabin Connect feature, where the driver can press a button and speak into the rear speakers so kids in the third row can hear instructions without yelling. It's a clever trick borrowed from minivans, and it works well here. Under the hood on the performance front, the 2.4-liter turbocharged Boxer 4 remains the only engine, and for good reason. It balances power and efficiency while keeping the center of gravity low thanks to its flat layout. With 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque, it pulls confidently, especially with the CVT tuned to simulate stepped gears under heavy throttle. Merging onto the highway is drama-free, and towing capacity remains strong at 5,000 pounds when properly equipped, perfect for a small camper or a pair of jet skis. Subaru also revamped the throttle response to feel smoother in stop-and-go traffic, reducing the rubber band effect some CVTs are known for. Handling is where Subaru continues to impress, thanks to standard all-wheel drive, X mode with snow and mud settings, and torque vectoring. The Ascent feels planted in bad weather compared to a Toyota Highlander or Kia Telluride. The Subaru gives you more confidence when the road gets slippery. Steering remains light but accurate, making this SUV feel smaller than it looks in parking lots. Ride quality is tuned on the softer side, absorbing potholes and expansion joints without fuss. Fuel economy improves slightly for 2026, with combined ratings hovering in the low 20s, but with the added refinement in aerodynamics and reduced weight in some trims, highway efficiency can now reach close to 29 miles per gallon. That's competitive for the class, especially when you consider AWD as standard on every model. Safety continues to be Subaru's calling card. Eyesight driver assist technology has been enhanced again, now using wider-angle cameras to detect hazards earlier. Adaptive cruise control is smoother, lane keeping assist feels less intrusive, and intersection collision avoidance tech has been added. Touring trims now come with a 360-degree camera and traffic jam assist, which lets the Ascent inch forward automatically in heavy congestion as long as your hands stay lightly on the wheel. The driver-focused distraction mitigation system, using facial recognition, is also faster in recognizing drivers and reminding you if your eyes stray from the road. When it comes to space, the Ascent remains competitive. With all seats up, you've got nearly 18 cubic feet of storage, enough for a week's groceries or a few carry-ons. Drop the third row and you expand to over 47 cubic feet. And with both rows down, you approach 76 cubic feet. The squared-off roofline means taller boxes or even bikes fit more easily compared to some rivals with sloping profiles. Roof rails are standard, and Subaru continues to offer robust accessories like crossbars, cargo boxes, and bike carriers designed to integrate seamlessly. Pricing varies by trim, starting just above $40,000 and climbing into the low to mid-50s for the fully loaded Onyx Edition Touring. When stacked against competitors, Subaru's value proposition is clear. AWD is standard across the board, advanced safety features aren't locked behind high trims, and resale values for Subarus remain strong. Buyers looking at a Honda Pilot or Hyundai Palisade may get more outright style or flash, but they'll often pay extra for AWD or advanced driver aids. Living with the Ascent day-to-day means appreciating small conveniences too. The doors open nearly 90 degrees, making child seat installation easier. There are more than 19 cup holders throughout the cabin, a Subaru hallmark. The climate system has a quiet mode that reduces fan speed and diverts air away from sleeping kids at night. Subaru even integrated new ambient lighting options on upper trims, giving the cabin a warmer glow for evening drives. Overall, the 2026 Subaru Ascent doesn't reinvent itself, but it doesn't need to. It builds on strengths, space, safety, and capability while polishing the weak spots like cabin noise, tech interface, and material quality. For buyers wanting a 3-row SUV that can tackle winter storms, family vacations, and long commutes with equal confidence, the Ascent remains a dependable choice. As the sun sets behind the mountains, picture the Ascent parked against that horizon. This is Subaru's message: practical, versatile, and built for the long road ahead. Thanks again for joining us on Future Wheels. If you enjoyed this in-depth look at the 2026 Subaru Ascent, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. More detailed reviews are coming, and we'd love to have you along for every drive. Until next time, keep your wheels rolling toward the future.